My name is Sam, and today we're going to be looking at 3 words. Usually, they fall under the category of frequency adverbs. But today we're not going to look at that title, we're just going to look at the 3 words. Okay, so the words are usually, okay, so usually, always, always, and then the word never. Okay, so usually, always, never. Okay, so usually is a word that we use when we are talking about something that happens or something that we do most of the time. Okay, so something that happens or that we do most of the time. Let's look at usually, okay? Most of the time. It's something that happens most of the time, okay, but not 100%. So let's look at our week. How many days are in the week? There are 7 days, right? We have, let's start with Sunday. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay? And let's imagine that we ate breakfast on Sunday. Okay, we ate breakfast on Monday, Tuesday, but on Wednesday, we forgot to. Maybe we woke up late. Okay? Thursday, we ate breakfast. On Friday, we forgot to eat breakfast again. Maybe we were running late again, right? And on Saturday, we eat breakfast. So there are 7 days in a week, right? Out of 7 days, we forgot to eat on Wednesday and Friday. So we ate 5 days, right? If there's 7 days and we only ate 5 days, that's not 100%. So I can say, I usually eat breakfast. Okay? So I usually eat breakfast. Usually. Because it means that not 100% of the time, but most of the time. Look at that. 5 days out of 7, that's not that bad. So most of the time, I eat breakfast. Now, the verb is eat, right? I usually what? Eat breakfast. That's because we're talking about I. Anytime that we're using the pronouns I, you, we, they, the verb is going to stay the same. But let's make an example using the third person, he, she, it. Okay? We can say he usually, and now we're going to add the verb again, but what's going to be different is that we are going to include an S. He usually eats breakfast. In the third person, he, she, it, or a proper name like Sam or Viviana, we need to add an S to the verb. So he usually eats breakfast. So he usually eats breakfast. And this sentence is telling me that he, not every day, not all the time, but most of the time, okay, during those 7 days of the week, eats breakfast. If we look at the word always, okay, always is a word that means 100%. Okay? Always is 100% or all the time. That means that every time, okay, every time that there is an opportunity, anytime that it can happen, it will happen. Okay, it means 100% without a miss. Like I can say, I always brush my teeth in the morning. So I'm using the word always, okay, because 100% of the time, right? Every morning, I wake up, and without a miss, what is one thing that I want to do? I want to brush my teeth 100%, right? So I always brush my teeth in the morning. You can say, I always take a shower in the morning. Or you can say, I always exercise at 5 o'clock. Because it's something that always happens. It's 100% certain. Okay? So just like this example right here, if we are speaking in I, you, we, they, the verb brush will stay the same. But if we speak in third person, the third person he, she, it, look what happens to the verb. You can say she always But instead of saying brush, now we're going to say brushes. She always brushes her teeth in the morning. Look at the verb brush. What happens to it? We had to add the E and the S because we're speaking in the third person, he, she, it. Okay, same thing if it said he. He always brushes his teeth in the morning. Okay, but because we're talking about she, we still have to do the S. So now we have looked at usually, which remember, it's most of the time. Not 100%, but most of the time. I would look at it like at 75, 85%. Okay, maybe a little bit higher. And then always is 100%. Without a miss, it's always going to happen. And now, never. Okay, when we look at never, we're speaking about 0%. No time. Okay, that is something that will not happen. Doesn't happen. It does not happen. It's an activity or a thing that does not happen. Pretty simple. Okay, it's a way of saying that you don't do something. What is something that you might not do? I can say I never smoke. Okay, so I'm using the word never. Okay. And my verb is smoke. So what I'm saying is that 0% of the time will I smoke. Another example can be I never eat dairy. Okay, now if you don't know what dairy is like milk, cheese, things that are that come from cows. I don't really eat dairy, so I can say I never eat dairy because it happens 0% of the time. Okay, so again, like I said, this is, the verb stays the same when we're speaking about I, you, we, they. But if we introduce the third person, he, she, it, he never, and my verb is eat. What happened to these two verbs? What did we add? We added the S. So he never eats dairy. Pretty simple. We still use the word never to say 0%. And we're still saying the word eat, but now we're adding that S because we're speaking in he, she, it. Same thing that if you said my name. Sam never eats dairy. Or you can say Viviana never eats dairy. Usually, most of the time. Okay? Not 100, not 0, most of the time. If you look at this example, 5 out of 7, yeah, right? Always 100%. Okay? Will happen. It will happen. Never is 0%. It doesn't happen. Okay? Or will not happen. Never. So, usually, always, never. And thank you very much. Hopefully, this was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below or send us an email. And thank you for watching.